Welcome on in, my friends, my compadres. It is so good to see all of you. I'm so excited to be back. Like, this is a brand new channel. I mean, it's not, but it is. It is no longer Wreck-It Raven. We put that one to bed. It is now Ravenous Tales. You're welcome. Today, we are so excited to present to you the Wretched Harvest. I've been calling it the Wretched Plague because my brain is just shot. But I am so absolutely excited and enamored by all of these beautiful people that we have here to play this game and tell this story. My brainchild that just fell out of my ear and everybody picked it up and ran with it. That's a visual you will never unsee. You're welcome. That being said, hi, I am Raven. I am the owner of this newfound channel called Ravenous Tales. I am a dark storyteller and horror writer. Y'all already know me, but whatever. That's me. Hi. Love you.
It's me?
Oh, it's you.
Hey! I'm Jay, otherwise known as Swole Initiative on the internets. I will be your invading dungeon master. I haven't DM'd on someone else's channel before, so this feels like super extra pressure. But yeah, my pronouns are he, him, just in case you want to know. And yeah, you can find me everywhere on the internet at Swole Initiative or streaming weekly on the Swole Initiative network on Twitch. And that's me.
Now it's my turn. What's up? I'm Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. I'm an award-winning game writer, designer, performer, and friend. You can find me anywhere on the internet. I want to be found under Sailor Scott Austin. If you can't find it under Sailor Scott Austin, that's Sailor SCT Austin. I don't want you to find me. Stop looking. Stop. Yes, you. Stop looking. If you couldn't find me, it's stop. I'm not there to be found.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Unfollows your live journal. So.
That's really the spiel for me. On to the next.
Hello, everyone. I am Joy, known as Sensitive Joy around the internet. My pronouns are she. Any pronouns also work. Also, I am playing tonight Olga Mars. Her pronouns are she, her. She's a cantankerous little thing. Please do not judge her and think that she is me. There's only just slightly a little bit of overlap. When I'm not doing this, I am a variety caster on Twitch doing all sorts of content and also a writer and mom. That's me. Thanks so much.
Claps for hot moms. And that's a great intro into me. Hi, hey y'all. My name's Danny. My pronouns are he, him. I am the community manager for Roll20, and I also write, design, and perform in this space. And I don't remember what we're supposed to do, so I will pass it right over to Diction.
Hi, I'm Nick /Diction / in the game Ches. Pronouns he, him. Also for my character, I'm a variety streamer. I play basically anything under the sun, especially if it's a boomer shooter. I really love that genre. It's just great, good fun, and yeah, I'm excited. Yo, I promise I'm gonna have a duster next week. It's in the mail right now to complete the cosplay.
I'm in literally a t-shirt.
Yeah, and I'm trying to one-up you, bro. Okay?
Don't worry, I'll have more stuff. I'm in literally a fucking t-shirt, everybody. Calm down.
Also, do not
I'm
expect
self-conscious about the cosplay, okay?
Don't expect me to cosplay every single NPC that I play as well.
No, I want you to
Oh
run
my
off,
God.
expecting to run off camera.
Yeah, I would love for you to run off
change.
screen and like put on a new costume
Quick
each time.
changes are a way of life, okay?
Listen, I've seen some Baz Luhrmann productions in-house, and they do some crazy shit in a very short amount of time.
So Jay, you're saying if I send you wigs and hats, you will not use them for your NPCs?
If you send me wigs and hats, this is a different whole nother ball game now.
It's like trolling someone with DoorDash orders they didn't want, but it's just hats.
All right.
Only hats.
Go ahead. Take it away, Jay.
Oh, me? Yeah.
Yeah, it's you.
Ooh, okay. Well, let me find something a little better to introduce. So, Our story begins outside of the main city of Skellingchester, a settlement where lost souls tend to dwell or go to become lost. A haven of misfortune, thick, heavy smog fills the air, almost blotting out the sun for the entire daytime. The sound of hooves clopping down the cobblestone roads, occasionally splashing in puddles of filth-ridden water, as a gnome scuttles up a ladder to light the gas lamps that alight the streets. But to many people, this is home. This is Kettlebrek, and welcome to the Wretched Harvest. So, we pick up in a tavern, of course. But upstairs in a room, private room, where a blue-skinned tiefling wanders across, very well dressed in a white shirt and a velvet vest, clean pressed pants and nice shoes, walks across the floor and picks up a bottle of wine and turns to his partner in the room and says, care for a glass? And Olga, why don't you introduce your character and give it a little description?
Okay, give me 1 second, okay? All right, the teeth had to come out while I do this part. I am playing Olga Mars this evening. She is a Dampier rogue. When you first see her, I mean, she kind of looks like this. She has brown hair, very pale skin. She is wearing this little getup. She's a little misunderstood, and that's all I'll say for now. But she looks to this stranger, to this stranger to you all, a familiar friend to her, and without really making eye contact with them, holds out her glass and kind of tilts her head off to the side as if to suggest, you may fill it, but I won't give you the pleasure of me asking you to. And she holds the glass out and just waits.
You can see this like flicker of blue flame in the iris of Sylvester's eye as he walks towards you and uncorks the bottle and starts to pour from a single hand, twisting off at the edge, not to waste a drop. There you go, my dear.
She takes it to her nose and gives it a sniff. I thought you could have at least picked a better year, but I suppose this will do. Thank you for your efforts. I greatly appreciate them.
Forgive me. This was the best bottle that the house had.
By the looks of things, I'm not surprised.
Yes, not my usual choice of abode. And the room is fairly nice for Kettlebrek. Sylvester is not from Kettlebrek. He is from Skellingchester, the main city that this is attached to. It's a fairly large room as well for like the upstairs of an inn. This tavern is like the largest one in Kettlebrek. This is the Sitting Duck Inn. It is run. I'll get into that later. The floor is fairly large. There's a 4-poster bed in this bedroom. This is the main bedroom, like the suite, if you will. A small side table that is kind of there's several sort of empty wine bottles on the table, and then a bay window that opens up into the night where you would be able to see the moon if it wasn't for the thick smog that fills the air in Kettlebrek in the night sky. He says, "You do look ravishing tonight."
As do you. But I'll keep my hands to myself. And then she looks around and she notices the bed and kind of tilts her head in that direction and says, I see you've chosen a room that covers all bases. There's a basin, this lovely meal, a nice bed. What were your expectations for the evening, might I ask?
Only the company of the finest lady here.
That's correct. Good answer.
Whatever happens beyond here is in your control, not mine.
Also good answer. And she pulls out a book as if her interest is being lost and starts flipping through the pages.
Excellent. And so we'll pull out of that room, and given that Olga is in there, that must mean someone else is nearby. Deimos, where would you be right now? And give us a little description.
Deimos is literally outside the door. Like, the only reason I'm not in the room is probably because Olga asked me at some point to leave the room. Deimos is a Kalishtar. She's black skin, about my complexion, locks a little bit longer than mine that are red tipped instead of blonde tipped. Has like a cool half shave thing going on that's like all to one side so you see the half shave. She's wearing a necklace made of animal teeth. Specifically looks like if you were an animal enthusiast, you would understand they are bear and wolf fangs. And I think the most striking thing about Deimos is she has one like slate black eye with like a fucking, I can say fucking, like a fucking like Kakashi scar through it.
Excellent. And what is she doing right now?
I'm leaned against the wall, like definitely if like an ear's pressed on the wall that everything is happening in. And other than that, I'm like just idly leaned against the wall, like annoyed, like with the like default animation of like annoyed and bored, like waiting for Olga to wrap this up so we can leave.
Beautiful. Yeah, the walls are not particularly thick here. So if you pressed against them, it would be a muffled sound, but you can pretty much hear everything word for word, even with Sylvester's breathy tones. A gnome comes up the stairs and is dressed fairly well. You recognize them from downstairs, being behind the bar, assisting Big Lou behind the bar. He comes up in his little sort of open, tattered little vest and white disheveled collar. He comes up and goes, walks straight for the room, the door that Olga is behind, and looks like all the way up at you. And just says, is this one good to go in?
That depends on your intentions on entering.
Oh, that is a deeper question than I was prepared for. Well, I'm here to clean.
I don't answer this person like at all. I just like knock on the wall 3 times.
Yeah, your hand almost goes through. Like it kind of bows a little bit. It's almost like there's just framework and then wallpaper. Like,
she's like, this place you are sucks. It's bad. You get it? Yeah, I just knock on the wall 3 times like at Olga, essentially.
excellent.
You can hear from inside the door Olga just say, and it sounds so annoyed. Handle it.
The answer is no.
Oh, shall I come back? Like 30 minutes?
You're just doing your job, correct?
Yeah.
When we are done, I'll find you so you can do your job.
Okay. That sounded really threatening. You were just meaning it literally, though, right? You were just coming to get me to tell me when I can go in and do the thing?
Of course. I have no reason to threaten you. And if anyone has a problem with me telling you to leave, you send them to me.
Right out. Okay. Kind of awkwardly sort of backs all the way out, very slowly towards the stairs, grabs onto the banister and starts walking down them backwards. Not wanting to turn their back on you. Beautiful. We now go downstairs. We follow that gnome all the way downstairs, behind the bar, looking out into the main tavern area, which is, like I said, it's fairly large. It's fairly open. There is like a semicircular bar that is in the center of the room. There are several booths lined with like green cracked studded leather, and amongst them just sort of circular tables lined out with stools at the bar, chairs. None of them match, but they all work for the tables. As we look out there, in one of the booths alone sits a man. Ches, why don't you give us a little description, tell us what you're up to.
Ches is a half-elf. Moderate build with a little... He's muscular, but he's also kind of got like a little bit of a chubby dad body going for him. He's wearing a big duster that is between crimson and brown colored. It's been faded over the years of wearing it. And he's just there nursing an ale in a mug. Just kind of, you know, it's his night off, basically. He's had a rough week, so he's just kind of like hanging out. And every so often, he's got a little muffin in front of him that he's picking pieces of, and he leans over, and a little rat comes out of one of his pockets, and he takes a little bite, and that is muffin, a rat. It's his favorite food. So, yeah, he's just there. He's kind of people watching, you know, not really trying to get into anything, just really studying the room and just trying to like take a load off, you know.
Excellent. As you start to drop a crumb into one of your pockets, you hear across from behind the bar, "Are you gonna sit there all night, or are you gonna have another drink?" As you look up and hear the familiar voice of Big Lou, who is the beholder that owns this tavern, who hovers behind the bar. Each one of his eye stalks is kind of holding a glass and a cloth and sort of cleaning them out. What does that say? So he's cleaning out these glasses with all of his eye stalks and things as he's kind of like focused directly on Ches across the bar, who hasn't bought a drink in a couple of hours.
I hold up my mug and I look at it. I'm like, Lou, I'm like 70% done with this.
70%?
Yeah, how much do you charge
2
for
hours?
30%? I'm bad at math. Hold on. Wait,
are you 70% done, or are you
70% of it is done. It's at the, you know, it's like basically piss wash at this point. How much do you charge for just filling up the rest of it? Because I only have enough for like that much.
But you just said you don't know how much it is.
You want to come over here and take a look? Here, I'll bring it to you. I get up and I walk over to the bar and I'm like, just fill it up, okay? And I'll pay for how much that is worth.
And one of his eye stalks comes down, wraps around the mug as he goes over to one of the taps, uses another one to wrap around and start pulling on one of the beer taps to fills it up, and then just slams it in front of you. It starts frothing and starts like spilling over and things.
Oh, good pour, buddy. And I start counting coins in my palm and like look up at him, waiting for him to tell me what the right amount is because I can't count very well.
His big eye just kind of rolls up over into your hands and goes, yeah, that'll about cover it.
Good talk, Lou. Cheers. And then I walk back over to my little booth by myself and start giving Muffin some more crumbs.
Excellent. Moving away from the tavern over to the Blackheart Forest, just outside of the sort of built-up area, as we leave sort of Kettlebrek proper and head down this winding path as the trees start to go from a dark green to a black color, blackened leaves with ashen gray trunks. We make our way to a lone house amongst the woods. Aja, what you up to?
Oh, you know, making sure that the morgue is properly filled, taking care of them. We speak a lot. She is kind of just going through the motions of making sure that there are bodies that are being properly embalmed. There are empty coffins that line the walls. And there's massive shelves of just concoctions. Different vials in different colors and different sizes. All of them labeled meticulously. As she just kind of like goes over the checklist and idly is making sure that everything is good before closing up that section of her home and moving out towards the front. And she finds herself quietly almost gliding to this armchair that is well loved and sitting as a cup of warm tea at this point. It is no longer hot. Sits on this very ornate table. And she just kind of looks up at this ethereal being that seems to hover directly across her view. Truly, I wish you would just rest. And it kind of vanishes as she reaches over and takes a sip of her tea very carelessly and places it down. And on the arm of this chair is a journal of sorts, filled with medical knowledge. But as you kind of watch her flip through the pages, it becomes more jumbled, less cut and dried. There are definitely things in here that are what normal doctors would not recommend. And she is studying her notes intently, quietly.
Beautiful. So, actually, at that time, a little ways down the path, there's footsteps running through the mud. A little bit of panic as they hold something very dear to their chest in their arms. Trix, could you give us a little description and tell us what's going on?
Yeah, you see this drow, pretty sturdy build, kind of almost, it would make you double take because they've never really looked like build-wise any other drow that they've ever met. But they are cloaked in these like a black trench coat with a lot of studs and belts that are just wrapping around them. Chains, you'll see little vials of crimson red just hanging from their pockets. They have lavender, almost gray skin, and in their eyes, you kind of see one of their eyes is like a pale white, and the other is a stark red. That red mimics a piece of hair off of their mohawk that is bright red that kind of fades ombres into this bright white, and you kind of just from an overhead view you can kind of see this white mohawk frantically looking for these signs, looking for something to they've been pointed in this direction, and what they're holding, it looks like just like a wrapped in flannel. You just see this duckbill out, but like that's all you can really see now, and sweat mixed with a little bit of spit and snot and this almost sense of overwhelm as they stumble upon this Aja's place, and they slow down, they take a breath, they lay this platypus on the doorstep, and they just take a moment just to look out at the woods, to kind of remember they've been here before. They know the lay of the land, but it's been so long since they've ran away. And they take a few steps forward. They wipe their nose a few times and knock, almost hesitantly at first, and then looks down at this platypus. When you zoom in a little bit closer, you can actually see fangs coming out of this duckbill. And then back up, you just see Trix's hand filled with these ornate rings, just tapping the rings ever so slightly right before they knock on the door. Just tap, tap.
Aja peers up from her book and runs a finger idly against her broken horn and just closes the book and places it back on the armchair, and without emotion just stands up and glides to the door, opening it. And as she opens it, there's this tone of greeting in her voice, but it's still eerily cold as she begins to speak her normal greeting when somebody comes to visit her. Yes, I suppose that... And she just stops.
Aja? It's me.
Well... How queer. Hello, Bellatrix.
And you just see kind of this once standing broad and tall, you almost feel this shrinking that Trix just embodies, and kneels down and picks up this platypus, and you see them just hold it, and they look up at you from a kneeling position. I and you hear them stutter. I've been meaning to visit you, but not under these circumstances, but I need your help.
There is a very calm restraint, and it is very intentional as she peers over Trix and then to this creature that is at death's door. Yes, I suppose I am the one to see when normal methods of medicine do not work. And she almost ignores you completely as she goes to cradle this creature, if you allow her, and hold it gently, cradling it as if it was a child. Poor thing. So close, but yet so far. What am I seeing? Like, is there anything outside of what you described that would kind of give Ajja any kind of inkling as to what potential ailment this would be? Like, is there any identifiable anomalies within this creature?
Anomalies, yes. So what you look down and see, like wrapped in the flannel again, is the duckbill poking out of the, like almost like swaddled like a baby. This bill poking out. You can hear the sort of wheezed breath as its tongue lolls to one side, and you notice the fangs protruding from underneath the bill, which alarms you at first, but you steady yourself again.
I think I take that in, and I'm like, there's after that initial sense of like shock, there is almost like this excitement behind her gaze. And I kind of just look, and I turn to bring like this creature into my home before I don't stop my forward momentum, but I do look over my shoulder, and I just give Trix a nod to come in. And then as I turn around to keep walking, Bellatrix, please close the door. And I move past this divider that is in the room that goes to where I would see patients. It is meticulously clean, but there is an aura of just pure darkness that lingers in that room. It is tangible. You can almost taste it.
As Ajja gives Trix the motion to come in, they're still on the ground, and they crawl almost into the door before they fumble themselves up and slams the door in such like a panic, and tries to steady themselves, and they stand up a little bit taller, maybe fixes their hair a little bit, and walks over to this pristine table, and it almost gives them a flashback to a childhood memory of Trix and Ajja in the graveyards. And just for a moment, it just lingers just like 1 second too soon, and it just disappears, and the gaze goes back down to this platypus vampire, Vladipus, if you will. We will call this creature Vlad from here on out. Little Vlad, once a vibrant familiar for me, something that flew by my side. We look down, and this stark black creature with a duck bill and webbed feet with sharp claws. As they get laid down, Vlad rolls over just to its side, and you can see where the wings almost look withered and like almost brittle and yet gooey, and there was just something is going on within the biology of this creature that for weeks now, Trix has not been able to find, and they've made their way back to this certain point, knowing this is a last resort to reintroduce themselves to Aja.
Yeah, so out the back, past that divider, you do have your examination table up at the back. It's built for purpose from what you had available. It's not a pristine hospital bed or anything like that, but it is always kept at the highest respect, and as you said, pristinely clean. To the side of that, Trix, you'd notice this dark black coffin on the floor with a sort of gray wreath. It looks like it's been, the wreath has been made out of some of the sort of graying and black leaves from around the Blackheart forest. But yes, are you looking to examine Vlad?
Yes, I, if possible, would like to roll a medicine check just to see where I like to put a baseline down.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
That is a 22.
22. All right. Yeah, as you bring Vlad into this area, as you said, the aura, the feeling, the overbearing sense of sort of darkness and death that exists back here. You watch as Vlad actually starts to move a little bit more here in this aura. Seems to be reacting to the despair, the darkness. And it's at that point that he opens his eyes and rolls his head over to look directly at you, Aja, and you notice that the red and white eyes of Trix are mirrored in Vlad's. They're the opposite, red and white.
There now. Rest. We'll get you feeling better.
You can see that the breathing is starting to return to a more level breathing, which Trix, you would notice that as well, having spent so much time with what is Vlad? Him? Them?
Yeah, he and them. It expands through gender. Gender expands, yeah.
It is beyond.
Yeah.
So you notice that the breathing becomes less of a wheeze and more sort of returning to a normal cadence, which does settle you slightly. Unsure what actually happened, but you notice him returning to somewhat normal.
I turn and I look at Trix. I shall be keeping him for the evening.
Take him for as long as you want, but does that mean I'll be staying here too? And Trix nervously looks around at this place do you stay here now?
This is my home. Of course I stay here.
It's reflective of who you are, and I mean that utmost. I am so sorry. I haven't. And Trix drops down to a knee again, just in embarrassment of I've been meaning to come back after all these years to tell you all the cool things that I've seen, and offers you pulls from their pockets these trinkets, again filled with this what you would assume would be blood, and it's look at all these things that I've collected. It's just been magical, and I've been meaning to talk to you. And they're just going a million miles an hour.
Aja literally just stands there and like stares with a very blank expression as like you are going off.
Yeah.
Like she is not that happy-go-lucky kid anymore. It's almost as if that person that you knew died.
Yeah, and Trix, after just mumbling and bumbling, holding their hands out at you, realizes your stoic presence. Trix takes those trinkets and like stuffs them back haphazardly in their pocket and stands up. And I think they would try to make eye contact with you.
Oh, she's looking at you directly in your eyes.
Yeah, and it's scary. It's scary.
It is very scary. It is very unnerving.
Yeah, and their eyes keep shifting, and it's just like, Aja, even...
You left, Trix. You left. And in that moment, for the first time, you hear that little crack in her voice. And she turns to, like, away. And that's all I have to say about it.
And Trix just takes this moment to take a step back as Aja takes a step forward to recollect themselves and just stands by Vlad, looking at the breathing coming back, matching up our breaths again.
I will care for him. You have my word.
Thank you. And also, I don't know how to say sorry. And there's a right reason and there's a wrong reason and there's a million reasons why I ran away. So whenever you, and then you hear Trix kind of back in that panic state when you open the door, tears rolling down Trix's face. Whenever you're ready, I can tell you about my adventures, and maybe you'll listen to why I had to leave.
Aja moves away from the table as she kind of hovers as she glides across the floor to start concocting some different medicines and also procuring like vials for, taking blood and things like that to study. Perhaps not. I suppose time will tell. But I'm not that person anymore, Trix. I haven't been for quite some time. You said you wouldn't leave, and yet you did. You left like everyone else.
Trix doesn't even have the gall to respond to that because they know they're in the wrong, and they just sit down next to this table, just kind of trying to keep themselves from breaking into a full cry.
Aja notices as she, in passing, moves back towards Vlad. There are tissues in the common area if you need them. And she just gets to work.
Beautiful. And with that, we're going to cut back to the suite above the Sitting Duck Inn with Olga and Sylvester. As Sylvester stands at the window, at the bay window, looking out almost longingly. You can Olga, you can tell that he is used to standing and looking at the moon, but looking up at the sky being completely black here. You know, the only reason he came was to visit with you. He kind of just gives a... The skies are much prettier back in Skellingchester.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Is there something I can offer you to make up for the disappointing sky?
I suppose time will tell. Shall I top up that glass?
Sure.
And he goes and picks up the bottle a little bit faster this time, and uncorks it and pours again. A little bit heavier of a glass than he had poured previously, before corking it and putting it back, drawing out a seat, and sits down next to you.
Tell me what it is you want, Sylvester. Sylvester? I forget sometimes, I'm sorry.
He kind of gives like a sly grin, knowing what you're doing. Looks down towards the floor and says, I am here to see exactly where this goes.
This will likely go where they always go. Go until it's good, and then done when it's not.
You know, I don't mind that. I think the good would outweigh the feeling of when it's done.
Oh, it always does, because it always ends. Now it's up to you how soon that happens. But it will happen. So let's get that out of the way. So there's now, and you can cease now, or I can just take Deimos down to the bar and we'll do something else for the evening.
Well, I like now. And he leans across the table to attempt to kiss you.
She starts to lean in. And then kind of, as she's leaning in, turns her head a little bit down toward his neck and deeply inhales. And then comes back up and looks him in the eye. And then brings her hand around right in front of her face and offers it.
You can see like the flame, the like blue flame in his iris kind of dim a little bit, but he does take your hand and kisses the top of your hand.
Lovely. Was it as good for you as it was for me?
As I said, dear, I had no expectations tonight. It
Good.
was wonderful.
Won't you come back and visit me?
It would be my pleasure.
Yes, it would.
For more hand kisses.
Yes. More hand kisses. And Olga stands up and begins to walk toward the door and is wearing almost heavy, like chunky boots, but they have a sharp heel, so they sound like a heel that you would probably hear a mile away. So Deimos knows I am approaching the door.
As you get up and turn towards the door, Sylvester reaches into his pocket and pulls out like a kerchief and starts like deep throat coughing into his kerchief as he kind of bolsters himself against one of the posts at the corner of the bed. As this cough becomes more of like this like full chest, everything in his body is coughing.
Olga stops and turns and pulls her glasses down. And you wanted to kiss me with that? Are you all right?
He pulls away the kerchief, and you can see it is soaked in blood. He looks up at you and says, I'm sure it's nothing. And you can see it's kind of like spotted and dribbling down his chin as well.
Oh, welcome to Kettlebrek. Enjoy that.
And he goes back to coughing into the kerchief. Are you choosing to leave still?
She blows him a kiss. I hope what ails you leaves you soon. And then reaches for the door and turns the doorknob.
As you do, you hear as he collapses into the ground, face first, arms out to the side, is starting to almost convulse, almost fit. You can hear like just sort of little vocalizations, no words or anything. It's almost like the muscles in his throat are just causing these sounds to come out.
Olga opens the door quickly and says, Deimos, I need you to figure out whatever just happened.
Eubenor Deimos is standing there with like hand out to take your hand, and takes the hand back. Certainly. Meet outside.
Olga steps outside and pulls a black handkerchief out of her pocket and wipes the hand off where he kissed and drops a handkerchief on the floor and just starts tidying herself up. So she pulls out a little mirror that she has in her pocket. It's this beautiful little brass compact, and she's just opened it and she's looking into it. And she's adjusting her hat and she's looking at her eyes and doesn't really seem to be too fazed by what happened.
I go in and I would like to try something interesting. I'm no medicine person, but I can mind link and talk to people telepathically. So I would like to try that on this person. I don't think they're a corpse yet.
No, they still count as a person.
So I would like to like link our minds together and say in Sylvester's head, can you tell me what's happening to you?
You hear in Sylvester's voice in your head, who is this?
It's Deimos, the one who threatened your life when you went in here with Olga.
Ah, yes. I can't control what is happening to my body. I can't see anything.
How long have you been feeling sick?
I haven't.
Until now.
Yes.
Did you profess your love for Olga?
What? No, not my love.
Of course.
I was playing it chill. I was taking it slow.
Internally, did you profess love for Olga to yourself? Like in your heart?
I don't know.
Well, if you did, then there's nothing I can do for you.
My body is seizing. Can you please help?
I can attempt. I can promise whatever I can do will probably hurt more than help, but you asked. I would like to try some sort of medicine check to, like, stabilize using whatever's in this room. If there's, like, a really strong bourbon to, like, not to just, like, knock them out, you know, the kind of thing, like, when you're sleeping, at least your body hurts less.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, sure. Roll. Give me a medicine check.
Rolling 7.
7. Okay.
I'm no medicine woman.
I do want to say, before you say what happens in this scenario, as you are asking Sylvester these questions, Olga hears some of what is being discussed, and for the first time, I'd say in the last couple minutes since this happened, you see her close the compact really quietly and just turn to listen. And it's the first time, and it's ever so subtle, that you see this glimpse of worry. But you can't tell. It's hard to discern if she's concerned for him or if she's just worried. There is a look in her face that says her mind is elsewhere. And then she steps further from the door as if she doesn't want to listen anymore, and starts to busy herself with her book that she had pulled out with Sylvester earlier.
Okay. So with a 7 medicine check. So generally for everyone, I do like a rolling scale with my skill checks. So medically, you have no idea what's going on. This is very different to previous issues, shall we say? And it's not always quite as sudden. And it doesn't always present itself in sickness. You roll Sylvester over, and he starts to slow down with his seizing, and his once blue eyes are now completely black. And you just hear in your head, I can't see. I can't see what's wrong.
Well, you have beautiful eyes. There is one person I can think that might be able to help you. You have 2 options. You can lay here in this bed and hope that she makes it in time. Or I can try taking you to her, and you can hope that you last long enough for the carriage ride.
As you give those options, the voice starts to flicker in and out, like almost wavering as foam starts to build in the mouth and flow outwards, kind of mixing with the blood on his chin. It runs like a pink streak down the side of his face as he starts to like violently sort of convulse from the chest. Please, help.
I'll do what I can. I go to the door, and then out loud, I open it. Olga, darling,
It's happening again, isn't it? I actually liked this one, I think.
We don't know. Look at me.
What?
We don't know.
Is he okay?
What I need you to do for me is to go downstairs and as quickly as you can summon Dr. Aja.
Does she need to buy a book?
No, for the sick person.
Ah. Oh, okay. So we're going to try and save him. Oh, right. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Send word. It's hopefully someone at the tavern can get word to her.
All right. Done.
I would just interject here and say that you guys would probably know that not many people would want to let on that they've had any dealings with the good doctor.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking like there being some sort of way to get a hold of her if you're in town besides yourself, but maybe there isn't. I was like, maybe there's like someone that's like the middle person or something.
I saw a random guy that's been down there for hours drinking. I'd say he's about 70% done with the beer.
Oh yes,
he has time.
50
I'm sure.
by now. After all that shit happened,
that would be Chez. Chez has definitely seen it. Please.
Okay. I will see if we can entertain Chez and do making an errand. I will be right back, but try not to let this one die.
I will do my best.
And Olga starts quickly proceeding down the stairs, just clopping as she goes, and everyone can always hear her coming because of these shoes. And as she comes down the stairs, she looks as she turns the landing and sees Chez with his 80% now finished beer, and he's just kind of entertaining this little rat that just keeps popping out of his pocket here and dipping his head also in his beer. And Olga walks over and you, Chez.
Chez. Do I know you?
That doesn't matter. I could give you a good deal of money, more than you've seen all year. If you can do me a favor, that should take you maybe 2 minutes.
More than a couple coin? Wait, what? Count me in. What's up? What are we doing?
There's a place down the road, just outside the edge of town, a bit secluded. There's a doctor there. I need you to get her, send her back here, but I need you to move faster than
tiefling
you've
with
ever...
the one horn?
That's the one, yes.
Oh, yeah, Doc. Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you quiet your voice, please? That was only 80%. You don't need to act like you drank 180%.
It's been an ale and a half. Okay, I'm kind of a lightweight, despite the,
I need you to get there, but I need you to go faster than you've gone in your life.
So run. Jog? Power walk? What are we talking here? How fast do you need me to do this?
Do you want the money or not? Get up and go.
Okay. As she's talking to me, she will notice that my rat like dips into the pocket and then peeks out of another pocket on the other side and like sniffs at her and then goes down, and then somehow there's another pocket way on the other side and he comes up there and he starts sniffing at her a little bit, and then he just takes the last of my beer and dips back in. Okay. How much? Wait, you didn't say the number. You just said a lot of money.
She's already gone.
Wait!
From there, we flip.
You didn't say how much!
We flip quickly back upstairs to the suite, where Deimos is sitting over the body of Sylvester, probably not paying that much attention to it for a few moments before glancing back, and you can see in the blacks of his like newly formed eyes, there's something moving on the surface of his eyes.
Did Olga walk back in the room and see this also, or is Olga still going up the stairs for that moment?
I would say you would be coming in shortly.
Okay.
I would like to look at the moving harder.
Okay. Yeah, give me an investigation, or you can give me a nature check.
They are both 0.
Excellent.
Let's go. Oh, 15. Look at that.
15. Okay. Would you prefer nature or investigation?
Let's spice it. Let's do nature. Let's be spicy.
Yeah. As you look, there are these lines sort of making their way, almost like running ink across his, like the blackened eyes, and they seem to be forming almost like a network, and you realize that these are roots. A root system is being formed.
I want to touch his eyeball.
You want to touch it?
Yes.
Tell us how you really feel.
So you reach down and are you touching like the root, like the root network?
Yeah, I'm trying to touch the eyeball. I want to see if it feels like an eyeball. I know what eyeball should feel like.
I've poked many an eyeball.
Yeah, I'm saying.
You know, when you just kind of
Listen.
rub your eyeballs like, in the morning to really wake yourself up.
So you reach down and you touch the eye and you hear "ow" in your head.
Apologies. It's all part of the procedure.
But it does feel like an eye, although the sort of mass that is building on top is starting to become less almost like angel hair and more woody, more almost like something is beginning to sprout. Something is growing very quickly out of both of his eyes right now. And it's at this point that Olga would probably be making her way back in.
Olga walks back in the room and goes straight for the table where Sylvester had supplied her with a lovely meal, and picks up the wine bottle and pours more into her glass, and almost as if she's forgotten what's going on. And it's hard to know if this is a willing choice that she just doesn't care and truly is spaced out, or if she's just dissociating in a stressful time. But either way, she has picked up the wine glass and
So true, that's
is drinking some, and she glances over her shoulder to see what is happening to his eyes.
So yeah, you see Deimos like leaning over the body, kind of prodding one of his eyeballs. Give me just a general perception check.
Okay.
What is that angry sound?
Did my roll go through?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's not hard. You've been looking at him all night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most of it. Sat from the angle that you're at, you can see like it's not you're not looking like directly onto his face. You're kind of looking at the side a little bit at an angle, and you can see that there is this white sprout building up from each of his eyes.
Olga, for the first time in the evening, shows a genuine response and goes and drops the wine glass on the floor. And I mean, it didn't shatter because it's actually probably made out of pewter. Let's be real here. So it bounces around a bit and makes a mess everywhere. In my mind, it's this very dramatic glass shard going everywhere, but no, it's pewter and it's just bouncing around. And the wine chalice just sort of rolls over and stops right next to his head where the little thing is growing from. And Olga falls to her knees. And what you expect to become a very loud sob is just almost like a slow, deep, heaving breath where she's turned her head down, she's looking at the floor, and her body is almost behaving as if she's sobbing, but there's no sound but breath coming from her.
With that reaction, you start to realize that this may be more pressing than running an errand to hopefully gain someone to come back. This is progressing very aggressively. You may need to take him directly there.
When Olga reacts like that, I just...
Ches is in the middle of town. Just,
You haven't left just yet.
just on his way over to us.
Deimos goes over and just kind of like wraps like her whole body around Olga. Well, I don't think this is your fault.
Olga lets out a couple more deep, like heaving, guttural breaths. And then turns her head upward and sighs. It might not be my fault. It might be my fault. However, it is always my luck. Now, what are we going to do? This is happening far too fast, and Ches and his drunk little mouse might take whoever knows how long. Can you carry this poor man?
Of course I can. One question. You didn't eat,
No.
did you? From him.
No, though the bed made it very inviting.
Well, let's be glad that you held yourself together.
I wasn't going to, but yes. Let's go. Let's try to
Yes.
save a life, whatever that means.
Deimos, you know that with your strength, you'd be absolutely fine carrying him yourself. But you know it would be easier with multiple people to travel him faster. The open window is above the street, and you hear the frantic wheezing of Ches as he exits the front door. You can hear his boots kind of just slamming.
I'm not sick, I swear. I'm just really tired.
Ches makes it like 20 feet. Ches, it's Deimos.
Oh, hey.
Turn around, you're helping me. Get up here.
Oh, okay. Just give me a second.
One, now get up here.
Okay, I'm coming. Jesus. I slowly saunter over to Deimos.
Yep.
While Ches is coming up, I just want to state what I'll be doing. I'm trying to like wrap this guy tight in like a bed sheet or something.
Is that guy dead?
Not yet.
So you expect them to be dead soon?
Yes, that's why you're here fast.
Care either way. Like, I've seen plenty of corpses in my time. I'm just saying, like, I'd like to know what we're dealing with here before I get involved.
Grab the feet.
Okay.
Deimos,
Am I still getting paid for this, by the way? Because I was supposed to run all the way down to Aja's place. Now I'm doing this thing, so.
Deimos, you hear in your head, what do you mean not dead yet? Is it bad?
Listen, you currently can't see or control your body. You tell me.
It's bad, isn't it?
I'm a realist, okay? That's why people keep me around. Yes, it's fucking terrible. So, I'm going to take you to the one place that I know that could make it less terrible. And if you die before then, I apologize.
Well, at least you were polite.
You're welcome.
Kez is just standing there awkwardly while Deimos has a mental conversation with an almost dead guy. He doesn't really know what's going on. It's like
They're just looking. Well,
Yeah.
no, he's not looking.
He's not
staring at
looking.
wrapped
He's
up.
him growing trees. Me
I'm just like
staring at
scratching
trees.
Muffin, just like it's cool, bud. We're good. We
Ches,
got a
grab.
job.
I say out loud again. Ches, grab the feet.
Got it. Yep.
Ches, as you go to grab the feet and pull him up, as you guys pull him up together, you look across at the face of Sylvester, and you see this blue tiefling face with blackened eyes and these swirling roots that have become these white tendrils that are kind of wrapping around and corkscrewing around one another, building up these stalks, and then they start to open up and they become these wide purple toadstool caps with black spots across them.
Is that supposed to happen?
I don't answer. I just start walking.
Okay. I like lean back away from whatever the hell's going on with his face. just carrying this dude from the feet first.
The only thing I say is to Olga, darling,
Yes.
I suggest you just avert your gaze away.
It's fine. I have no interest in seeing what's happening to him. But I am getting hungry, so maybe I should just stay here and look for something to eat.
I just look at Olga.
Fine.
Want a muffin?
Thank you.
Olga
And a half
just
muffin.
walks behind slowly as they carry or begin to carry Sylvester.
We can eat when we're done. Okay? I'll feed you myself.
Fine.
Excellent.
Backing up. Like, I fail to see how this is faster than me running down there and grabbing the dock and then coming back.
Ches, you aren't being paid to have opinions.
Okay, fair enough. Mum's the word.
Thank you. I do appreciate the help. I'm sorry, I'm a bit stressed.
I go for a salute and almost drop the guy. It's like,
Quick recover.
sorry.
Yes. So, you guys carry him down the steps. Lou behind the bar, one of his eyes kind of over to the side, and goes, "Hey, what you doing? Is that my sheet? Is that my sheet? Ches, you bring it back! You bring it back!"
I can't hear you. I'm too far away. I'm sorry, bud. Go.
As you
go,
guys
go, go, go,
head
go.
out the door into the street of Kettlebrek on your way to the good Dr. Azja. And I think that's a great time for us to take a quick 10-minute.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you all so much. We will be back in 10 minutes. Y'all sit tight. Thank you so much for all the love and support. And we will see you soon. Make sure you stretch, get some order, grab a snack, because I'm sure the second half is going to be just as good as the first. We'll catch you on the other side.
Thank you, Ten.
Hello! Welcome back, guys! Yes! So, jumping straight back in, the last we left off, couple of different scenes at play. Some reunited childhood friends in Aja and Trix, as they tend to Trix's Vladipus, Vlad for short. While Olga's potential suitor becomes sick, falls to the ground, and roots start to form on his eyes as stalks start to protrude. You guys noticing that this is somewhat more dire than you thought it might be, you enlist the help of Ches and wrap him in a sheet and make off down the streets to the familiar path that leads to Dr. Aja's. And we will zoom back in on the moment that you're about maybe 100, 150 feet away from the house on this mud pathway.
Is this just me, or is this guy getting a little heavier as we walk?
It's you.
Okay, that was hurtful, but
You asked a question. Did you not want an answer?
I was hoping for something a little more playful, but it's fine. It's whatever.
No, I understand. You're wondering if he's becoming dead weight because he's actively dying.
Is he?
Hey,
Hey,
actively dying?
wake up! Don't die.
He
I
can't.
don't-
I'm not sure if I get paid if you die, bud.
He can't really hear you.
Oh,
I can. Stop lying.
He says he can.
yeah. Okay. Wait. He didn't say anything.
It-
Oh, you're doing that. You can do like the mind reading type stuff. I've heard about that. I can't do it.
You didn't hear about it from me.
No, I heard about it from someone else. What do you mean? I just start flipping it.
Deimos
Like,
just starts
Jesus.
like grinding her
Struck
teeth.
a nerve.
Olga just starts humming very loudly and just sort of like looking around as she walks, as if keeping herself entertained.
Are you alright back there? I say that will go.
She just hums louder.
Right, good.
Excellent. So, a few more moments in silence other than the humming of Olga, and you do start to approach the door.
I literally shout. I won't shout here in my house because people are sleeping. But I like shout like top of my lungs, like, Dr. Aja, we have a very interesting patient for you.
I use one of my feet and I just like kick the door 3 times as a knock because like my hands are full.
Aja is like in the room and is very delicately finding a vein on this creature to very quickly puncture and like start like filling this small vial with some blood. And as she hears the knock and like is startled enough that like you see her kind of cock her head to the side, which is unusual for her. And her stoic expression kind of turns and twists to one of annoyance. And she looks to Trix. Please go get the door and tell them to shut up. I am working.
Oh, yes, anything. And you just you see Trix like bolt over the door, and before they open it, they yell, Aja says, shut up! And then opens up the door. Hey, that wasn't from me. That was from Aja. She wants you to shut up.
I like start pulling the guy through. Hi, I didn't realize Aja got an assistant. Excuse me.
Oh, are you Aja's friends?
No.
Does she have friends? Listen, she patches me up every so often when I get stabbed, which happens a lot more often than I'd like to admit. Hey, Doc. I like wave at her. Almost drop the body again.
Olga walks in behind Ches and behind Deimos and the body, and walks right past Trix at first, as if not noticing, and then turns really quickly and looks down at Trix's feet, and then looks up to Trix's head and says, "Well, who is this happy little darling?"
Hi, I'm happy to meet y'all. I'm one of Aja's longtime friends. Well,
As that happens, you just hear from the back room in a very annoyed voice, "If you would please shut the damn door."
Come on now, Trix. We both know Ashta doesn't have any friends.
oh, we used to be best friends, and Trix kind of like slowly closes the door so that it doesn't even slam, just to make sure, and is in like a whispered tone now, just looking around, and it's like, yeah, I don't see why Aja wouldn't have friends. She's lovely, and like looks over at this like plague mask doctor, just like working on this platypus.
Right. Dr. Aja, I have a man out here growing trees out of his eyeballs.
Yes, very good. I will be there in a moment.
It'd be beautiful if you could be here now, or I could just bring him back there to you.
Trix taps Deimos on the shoulder. Hi, Aja, actually, Dr. Aja, this is weird. Do y'all call her doctor?
Yes, that's her title.
Take Doc. I
Doc.
didn't even know she had a first name.
Anyways, she's actually helping me out right now. So if y'all could just...
Incredible. Is the person she's helping you dying actively as well?
And is the person she's helping my plaything?
As this happens, Aja is very frustrated. So she very carefully like retracts, the needle and like patches up and puts pressure and applies a bandage to this creature's leg, and just kind of wraps him up and has already given him some kind of sedative to help him relax, and like comes past this screen and is glaring daggers. Now, I expect a bit of decorum when you are visiting my abode. If you require my services, you will do so politely.
I step backwards and I wipe the mud off my shoes on her, like, on the rug at the door. Sorry, my bad.
I
Olga.
said please.
Olga shows fangs and a smile. It's so good to see you, Doctor.
Olga. Deimos, darling, please doesn't always cut it. I was with a patient.
And we've brought you another one.
Perfect. Delightful. Thank you very much. Put him in the corner, and I will be there in a moment. And she stomps angrily back towards the screen. She doesn't have to work with the platypus. This is purely on principle. She's being spiteful.
I tell the dude.
We gathered that.
Well, you may die because the doctor's feeling a little petty right now.
Normally she's really good at this stuff, so you're possibly in good hands there, bud.
Is there a long wait?
We'll see how petty she
Yeah,
is.
there's a line around the block.
People ahead of me. Are we at the hospital?
But-
Yes.
Sure.
Olga,
You
for
wanna
the
call it
first
that, yeah.
time in the evening, seems to show Sylvester some tenderness and leans over him and starts stroking his hair back and says, "Don't worry. If the worst should happen, I won't let your body go to waste. I promise.
I don't recommend you do that, darling.
I swear it."
As you start to put your fingers through his hair, you pull your hand back out and it is full of clumps of hair from his head. It is just falling out in your hand.
Thank you, DM. I love that visual.
I like how you said that in character.
I thought it was gonna be Olga thanking Sylvester. Thanks, Sylvester, for the gift.
Thank you for this gift of your hair clumps.
Asja turns the corner and has a cart of different tools. And she wordlessly just begins to work. Still very irked. But stoic enough that it is starting to be the Asja that they know. And she kind of like begins to examine and walks over to Olga really quick with a set of long tongs and just snatches some of the hair from her hand, if she hadn't dropped it, and places it in a vial and corks it and attaches it to a belt that is filled with different vials, some empty, some filled with random concoctions, and then proceeds to undress this man and put him in a gown.
Being wrapped in the sheet from the sitting duck, you start to unravel it and start to like pull at his vest and shirt. And as you start to pull it off, you notice that his body is covered with these white like tendrils that are wrapped around his body, with the purple sort of toadstool caps sprouting out across his body. And as you pull the clothing apart, they seem to like breathe and fold out further.
Intriguing. Quite intriguing. I assume that I've still left him on this sheet and I've just kind of gotten him in a gown. So I look at everybody. Are you all waiting?
I'm waiting. If Olga's waiting, we all know the answer to that.
Are you asking if I'm waiting for him to get better? Am I waiting?
Are you staying here while I run tests and try to figure out exactly what is happening, or are you leaving him with me?
Has this been like peeking over to where the platypus is, and he has not been listening to any of this? And he leans back and says, "That beaver's got a duck mouth." What? That's crazy.
Rix is also like, you hear just shakes. Oh yeah, and they also have bat wings.
What? I just have a rat. He just steals shit from me. He's not that special. Sorry, but I give him a little pat on the head.
Asja, I plan to stay until you have some sort of guesstimation about what he's going through.
Then sit down and give me 5 minutes. And she drags this sheet with this guy on it back into, like, there's the examination room, and behind that, there's almost like an operating room. That's where she's taking him. So she drags him behind this screen through where this little tiny platypus is, and she's put like a warm blanket underneath him to keep him warm, and is just very callously dragging this body. But as she does, like, there are glimpses of like excitement. As she passes the screen, I expect payment in full at the time the services are rendered. As per usual, Olga.
Are you sure you don't want to exchange for some forbidden text that could benefit you in your practice? You know there's no one else who could procure those items for you, Asja.
I enjoy that you value yourself more than I do. But yes, I will take you up on your offer. And she just moves. and gets this guy up on the operating table and like closes this curtain for privacy. And I would like to kind of take some of those, like I'm kind of just taking bits and pieces off this guy at this point and like saving them in vials, like some of these toadstools and the roots, and I'm going to test those, but that is a later thing. I am going to roll another medicine check, if that's okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cronenberg, go for it.
Roll a medicine check. While you're doing that, as you go to like take those samples and things, and you go to like cut part of the toadstool head off, you hear a and it retracts slightly as you clip a piece off before it starts folding back out again.
I note that, and there's wherever you go in this building, there is a notepad or some type of journal with, you know, notes. So she notates that as she places this piece in a petri dish and kind of just squishes it down. I did get a 13 on my medicine check.
13. Yeah. Obviously, there's some kind of fungus.
Mhm.
Did anyone let Asia know what had happened leading up to it? Or did we not get
No,
there?
that question had not come up. No.
Like, would we
I
have?
I would have, like, in an off-camera moment, explained while Aja was, like, dragging him away, essentially. I would be like, this is going on. Also, he can't talk. I've been talking in his head, but once you take him back there, that's going to stop, so... He is conscious, as far as I can tell.
Deimos, you would notice that he has been not talking for a little while.
He was conscious, as far as I could tell. He stopped talking roughly 5 minutes ago.
Do I see that he is actually, is he dead? Like, just goodbye forever?
How would you like to check?
Can I do an insight check?
No, I mean, like, you rolled your medicine
Oh,
checks.
oh.
Like, how would you like to
So-
ascertain?
I am kind of just like, I'm checking for vitals, pulse, heart rate, things like that. I want to see if at this point this parasitic fungus has taken over, and if like the heart has stopped, if there is no longer pulse, if there is no longer respiration, his chest is not rising and falling by natural means, things like that.
As you go to grab anywhere that would have a pulse, you go to the wrist first, and as you start pulling his arm up, those tendrils like wrap around thickly over his wrists and begin enveloping his hands as well. So quickly you turn to the neck to put your fingers under his jaw to feel there, and it's covered again. It's wrapped around, and it starts to engulf his face as well.
I nod for a second. I'm asking very specifically, is he dead? Or is he just like, is he like teetering on the brink?
You do see movement in his chest.
Okay.
It is very slight. You're unable to ascertain whether it's whether he is like breathing very shallow, kind of like Vlad was earlier, or whether he is struggling against the now woody kind of exterior that's taking over him.
Okay. So I'm going to work to stabilize him, and I'm going to cast Spare the Dying.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
And
Stabilizing. What does that look like?
so there is this aura that just begins to engulf Aja, and her very demonic yellow eyes flicker for a moment before they go all black. and there's almost like an ichor that coats them as this energy just kind of blankets over her form. And there is a gentle gust of wind, cool, as she runs a hand over the surface of his chest, and this blackness just starts to expand into him right under the surface, as if this energy is starting to fight against these roots and crawl through his veins, just pushing them back to stabilize him. And this all happens in the matter of maybe a minute.
Yeah, so you feel that breeze come across and you hear whispers along in that the breeze as this almost like shadow starts to fall upon his form and then almost leak in between those tendrils that are wrapped around, just like the shadow is being absorbed through there.
Thank you, as always. Yes, I find this quite interesting. A marvel, something I've never dealt with. And like she's monologuing out loud quietly. There is something else here. She is talking to somebody. I have to admit, there's this feeling of vigor. It is beautiful, isn't it? This monstrosity. I can't help but feel excited at this. But I digress. And she clutches her chest as she feels her heart begin to race. Yes, I think this will do quite nicely. But do I spare him? We'll see what's in it for me and for you, I suppose. As her eyes that were black fade into this demonic orange, and she casts her glance to the shadow that lingers on the wall. And she just gives a nod. I suppose I should prepare for the bell to toll. I'm going to be very busy. And she goes to walk out of the room.
From the corner of your eye, you notice after casting Spare the Dying, Vlad is starting to look a bit more chipper and sit up. That darkness, that energy seems to be feeding him, restoring him.
There's a quick glance to Vlad, and then again to the shadow in the corner. And she bows. As always, it is a pleasure to be in your service. And she walks past the curtain.
As you give your thanks, the whispers pass over and the shadow slips under the table. As you walk onto the other side of the curtain, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is... Wait a minute. $14.
14. Okay. As you get to the other side of the curtain, seeing everyone waiting outside, you are alerted to like a thud, like something fell off the table. And as you turn, you see a silhouette stood behind the curtain as it lunges towards you, piercing the curtain. This large spike of woody white tendril shoots out towards you, and that is a natural 20.
Oh God.
Oh, shit.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Hello?
That's fine.
Right out the gate. Damn.
Thanks for having us on your channel. See
Yeah,
ya.
it's been nice. I gotta go. I'm
Bye.
sorry.
This has been a great one shot.
So, how do
It's
you
a natural 20 against the curtain, though, right?
He already beat the curtain's AC.
Oh, okay.
How do you do crits? Because this is something we didn't discuss.
I mean, whatever. Like
The way I do crits
Mhm.
is max everything and then a die roll.
Okay.
That's the fun way.
Okay.
So as the spiked arm pierces the curtain, it rams straight into just below your shoulder blade as that searing pain slips through your body, and you take, what's that, 12 points of piercing damage.
Perfect. I cast Hellish Rebuke.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's my reaction. Go ahead, try me, homie. All right.
Is that a save for me?
It is. It's one reaction which you take in response to being damaged by a creature within 60 feet. The save is 14 dex.
All right. Well, as I'm rolling that, everyone else should roll initiative.
Oh God. Okay, so I took 12, 12 points
Are
of
we
damage.
fighting my lover's tendrils?
Listen,
Hot.
you, it's fine.
He did roll an 18,
I rolled an 18 as well.
Pretty
so he
much.
takes half. Is that?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
half.
So it
It's
takes
half.
2d10 fire or half as much. Yeah, so he saved. Let me roll. For damage. So that is 23
Jesus!
damage halved.
It is what?
23 damage halved. So that, don't make me do math. We'll do 11.
If you round up, yeah.
We'll do 11. He takes 11 damage.
Yeesh. All right. Sweet. So how does your hellish rebuke look?
There is just this instant explosion. But it is a very direct explosion. So there is almost this cry of pain, this shrill squeal that Asja lets out. And as she does that, it is almost like her entire body rolls upward and this flame just pours out of her mouth and like very pointed strikes, like it rides this wooden tendril and just directly into this creature.
Beautiful. So the flames travel back up, the spike exploding around its body, which then catches the curtain on fire, burning away almost instantly. And you see this maybe 8 foot tall at this point mass of moving white tendrils just always slithering across its body with this large toadstool cap, purple topped with black spots all over it, these black spores also all across his body. Initiative 25 to 20.
I got a nat 20 for 23.
Ooh.
Jay, does Vlad roll for initiative, or is Vlad still kind of recovering?
Vlad is your familiar, so Vlad goes straight after you.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so 20 to 15.
I have
I
a
got
20.
Azure at 18, right?
Olga,
Yes, I'm 18.
20.
20?
Oh, yeah, Olga.
Trix is at 15.
Trix is at 15. Where's Chaz at? Let's just cut to it.
6.
Oh my god.
I love Ches so much.
Ches is
That's with a 3 initiative too.
Ches
So I rolled
is
a 3.
fully sitting.
Are you guys seeing my rolls, by the way? I'm still learning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again. Okay, cool. The
Ches
first
is
one
like-
was a mulligan because I didn't do initiative.
Yep.
He's like fully sitting
I've
in a
told you
chair
guys
somewhere.
before, I don't look at D&D Beyond because I don't like tracking hit points or anything. So,
It's
Sure,
fine.
so I just trust you. My favorite thing about Ches so far has been that he just found out that Doc is short for doctor, and that's not Asja's name.
That's not her first name. No.
Listen, I have a -1 to wisdom and no bonuses to charisma, so I'm just playing him straight. He's kind of a dumbass. He's a himbo. He's a total himbo.
We got battle map.
Nice.
Okay, so placement. So we have Azure is just on the other side of the curtain. So I'm gonna say there. Where is everyone else?
Olga is still kind of wherever the entrance to this room would be. Olga is still kind of around there. So she came in, said hi to Bellatrix, and kind of hung out in that area.
There's a bookcase over there. How about I put you there?
Yeah, that's perfect.
I would be on the opposite wall from Olga.
I think Trix would be probably sitting down at that table, ogling Olga a little bit.
Like on this side?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Not ogling.
Then Ches, where you at?
I was looking at the platypus, so I'm wherever Vlad was. I was like nearby, looking at him.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sweet. And then your old pal Sylvester.
Hello?
Whoa.
That's not my old friend.
That's not the man I brought here. I don't know him.
I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
I'm sorry to this man. I don't know this man. Sorry to this man.
Bringing
Excellent.
trash to my door.
Okay. Top of initiative. Deimos, you are up.
Yeah, I predator instinct. I hear Aja scream out, and I start moving in that direction. While I move in that direction, I will rage with my bonus action. Before I even see the thing, so I have 30 feet of movement. Can I get to this thing?
Should be able to. Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah, I am. I start moving. I take a deep breath, find my inner focus and rage, and as I see this thing, I'm gonna punch it really fucking hard. Hopefully.
Okay.
Just hit things.
Yeah.
Hot.
Cool. Roll me an
There's-
attack.
Roll an attack. 16.
16 does hit.
Sick. Oh, and I add. Oh, okay.
Just.
Hey, hit's a hit. A hit is a hit. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You take what you can get. That is 9 bludgeoning damage from an unarmed strike.
Ooh.
So I
Nice.
like run up and I see this thing like pierce through Aja's shoulder, and I do the like I like push Aja off it, and I like do like a backhand opened fist to like this thing's like midsection chitin to kind of like also push it off of Aja to get Aja off of its like blade hand.
Cool. Yeah, trying to come between, put some distance between you guys. That's awesome.
Yes.
All right. It is. Oh, it's Mushy's turn.
Suck my dick.
So as you backhand, or like sort of back fist
Yeah.
towards him, it does knock him to the side a little bit, and he kind of carries on that momentum around to this side.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch as his sort of skin starts to pulse bigger and bigger, and all of the black sacs open up and spray spores across. Hold on.
Well, how about that?
So I need Deimos, Aja, and Trix to make Constitution saving throws, please. DC is 12.
I have advantage. Is this poison?
It would be a poisoned effect.
Okay, so I have advantage,
Okay.
which I'm
Which-
going to need.
Which
Okay,
rolled
so
a 12.
17.
12, 17.
Your girl got a 1, natural 1 for a total of
Ooh.
5.
So sick.
First botch of the game.
You're all welcome. I did this for you.
All right. That is 6 points of poison damage, and you are considered poisoned.
Sick.
You're
Literally.
poisoned.
Sick.
Sick. Literally. Disadvantage on checks. Got it.
Okay.
I love this for me.
And that. Yeah, that is his turn. Leaving us to Olga with Aja on deck.
Olga is going to attempt to make contact with whoever she believes is still inside, or she wants to try to make contact with Sylvester, who she believes is still inside. So she's going to use her psionic power, Psychic Whispers, to try and speak telepathically with him. So that's just there's really no point in rolling the die because it's a 1d6 and that tells me how many hours I can do it.
Got it. Yeah, roll me. Oh, so what do you say?
Say, Sylvester, I need to know if you are still in there. And if you are still in there, what can I do?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. That is a 22.
22. You hear this sort of broken up gurgling sound that feels like it's becoming tighter. But that's all you get.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you were able to connect with him at all was pretty amazing.
Mhm.
I'll give you that for free.
Mm-hmm. Um. Okay. Is there any area on the body that appears to still show any of his flesh? Like any areas that are like less dense with tendrils than other areas?
I mean, it doesn't seem like there's anything that's like less dense. His body is completely enveloped.
Mm-hmm.
The softer parts would be like the toadstool heads, like the caps.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to pass and think on my next move at the moment.
Would you like to hold something rather than just pass?
At the moment, I wouldn't know what I would want to do, so
Okay.
we can just pass.
Okay. Aja, you are up next with tricks on deck.
I am going to... All right, I have an action and a bonus action. So my action is I am going to channel divinity on this creature and use exploit ailment.
Okay.
So do you know what that is? Do you know what I mean? Because I
No,
know
go
a
ahead.
lot of this is homebrew. Okay, so exploit ailment is as an action, you choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you, cursing it until the end of your next turn. The next time you or an ally of yours hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage, and then the curse ends.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. I don't think that's even a roll, is it? It just happens.
Yeah,
right?
it just happens. It's not a roll.
Sweet.
And so that is my action. And for my bonus action, I am going to use my Shield of Faith, and I'm going to use that on Deimos. So Deimos, you get a +2 bonus to your AC.
Awesome.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty. Yeah. Tricks, you're up. Chairs on deck.
All right. How far away am I from this creature right now?
Not very.
Not very.
You're 15 feet. Like if you
15
move 10 feet, you'll be right there.
Okay. I just want to move 5 feet closer. So, yeah, just a little bit closer. And you see Trix roll up one of their pant sleeves and pulls it up. And you guys kind of see some lacerations on it. Not very big, just kind of like nicks here and there. And you see with one of their nails, they just nick themselves in their shin. And you see these 3 droplets of blood just kind of like float up around Trix. And for a split second, you see this like crimson red that shines through their red eye into these droplets of blood. And as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Animate Blood and send it over towards this creature, whatever this thing is.
Awesome.
And as my action, I am going to use this and cause one of the droplets to explode, and it'll burst into necromantic energy. So each creature it does explode. Each creature must within 5 feet must make a dex saving throw.
That is just Deimos.
Sorry, Deimos. I don't know you like that yet.
Also, does your poison affect saving throws, or is it just ability checks?
It's ability checks and attacks, and I have advantage on dexterity things that I can see, so I got a 14.
Does that save?
What do I compare that to?
Your spell save.
I'll save DC.
On yours.
That can be my charisma.
No, go to your spells, and
Yeah.
at the top there's like attack, save.
It's 15.
Fuck. No, it's not there. I mean, yes, it's here.
Oh, it's the bigger number. All right.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
yeah,
that's fine.
blood gets sent across the room as it. Is it just one drop that you're firing off?
Yeah, just one of the droplets. So,
So
the
it's
other
like,
droplets are
micrometers.
the other droplets are kind of slowly just like revolving around Trix's head right now.
So it gets sent across the room like lightning fast, and then explodes on the like mushroom creature who reels back in pain. And then roll your damage for both of us.
11 points of damage.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Not the splash damage. It's fine.
Awesome. Is that everything, or do you have your warlocks? You don't have that many bonus
Yeah,
actions.
no. Yeah, my first bonus. Yeah, we're good.
Sweet. Are you staying there, or are you moving away?
Yeah, well, so it says the range of animate blood is 10 feet. If I move away now, well, it won't be able to get to this thing.
You would still be like, no, yeah.
But you know what? I'll use the rest of my action to move back towards Olga. Just a little bit farther away, yeah.
Sweet. All right. Ches, you are up, my friend.
Yes, as much as I'd love to keep staring at this weird duck beaver thing, I noticed that there's a scuffle happening. Do I have line of sight on the mushroom dude? Or is there someone in his way?
I mean, if you
Like-
turn around, you'll see him.
Okay. I reach into my duster and I produce a pistol. And okay, you're gonna have to help me out with this. What do I roll for? It doesn't say the damage for the pistol on the page here.
It should. It might be under actions or attack.
Yeah, under your.
Oh, there it
actions.
is. Okay, 1d10 plus 3. Got it. Okay.
Yep, and it'll automatically just if you click after you roll to hit, you can roll the damage and it'll automatically calculate it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, 19.
19 does hit.
All right, and roll 1 damage. 10.
How much damage?
10.
10.
Also, the channel divinity spell has ended after tricks.
Oh, right, because it should have taken double
That gets
damage.
damage. That
Yes.
gets doubled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it took 22 damage.
11, so 22. Holy crap. Yeah.
Love you.
No,
Thanks,
good.
dog.
Take that, Sebastian, or whatever your name is.
You don't know his name.
I don't know his name. Yeah, I didn't even ask.
Awesome. All right.
I think just to interject, I think at this point, Trix sees this animate blood interact with Ozja's magic somehow, and like they notice something weird. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll flesh it out.
Awesome.
We'll talk to the writers later.
Yeah. So that's your attack action. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You have a bonus action. You have movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my pistol back in because I assume it's one of those like one shot and then I have to spend 3 minutes reloading it type things. I'm gonna hop over that coffin and get like right in between those two, so like right up against the mushroom guy.
Right over here. You want to hop over it?
Yeah, I got acrobatics if you want me to.
Yeah.
roll
Give me an
that.
acrobatics check.
I cannot wait for this.
I just
That's
want you to do
18.
it. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Trix is in awe.
In
of this
slow motion, you
eyebrow.
can see my belly kind of go roll as I hop over it.
Yeah. As you do like a General Lee, like over
Yeah.
the
Like over the hood of a car,
like,
except it's a
slide.
coffin. Yeah.
It's a coffin, so it's really low.
Starsky and Hutch style. Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to get right up into melee, right?
I would like to get into melee, yes.
Sweet. Okay. Awesome. Then we head back to the top of initiative, Deimos, you are up. Feeling the poison coursing through you as you breathe in those.
Yeah, I feel bad. I like cough up blood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and hit this thing. I have disadvantage, so one moment. Wow, that sucks. That was a nat 20.
Ooh!
But I have
There we
disadvantage, so 16.
16 just hits again.
Sick. I love that. Hey! 11 damage again.
All right. Nice. You do get to roll another Constitution save at the end of your turn.
Oh, sick. Awesome. Nope, that's another nat 1 on con save.
Oh. Now you're double poisoned.
Not
Oh,
my
awesome.
Deimos.
Two nat ones.
Your Deimos looks bad, Olga.
Awesome. Yeah, I would say, Olga, you probably see like these like black lines making their way up his her throat. She's not looking great. That's your turn?
Yeah, I'm still raging and stuff. That's it for me.
All right. So Sylvester just got hit by both of you. But Ches is running up on him, so he's gonna turn to swipe at Ches. That is 18 to hit.
Compare that to your armor class, your AC.
Oh yeah, that hits for sure.
Awesome. For me. Oh. Okay. That's 5 points of piercing damage as he takes that shot, reels back and then turns towards you and just lunges forward with that huge spike as you're running towards it. You kind of just glance out of the way, but it tears across your chest and shoulder. Awesome. That is his turn. Oh. Nope, doesn't get it back. Yeah, that's his turn. So Olga, you are back up.
Olga looks and sees the condition that Deimos is in. And you can see this like rage fill Olga's eyes. And what softness was there before in her hope to hopefully save Sylvester has quickly been overridden by this desire for revenge for what's happened to Deimos. So Olga takes her full movement, goes over to this monstrosity, and despite the fact that it is covered in these thick, not even thick, I can't speak for you, DM, but these actually very thin, very breakable branches that I would have no problem interfering with.
Stop trying to speak.
I attempt to do Fanged Bite on it as my action, and will I be taking any sort of disadvantage for this, given it is covered in?
No. He has a heightened AC
Okay.
already. So
Okay.
What? Hi, it's me. I'm your rules representative. Would Olga be flanking?
Olga can be flanking.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed that space that's open in between. Yeah.
I'm just because if Olga's flanking, you get advantage. If you get advantage, you can get your sneak attack.
That is
Well,
true. You do get advantage now.
Well, I would love that because my first roll was garbage.
Hi, I'm the rules representative.
Thank you.
No, it's good.
Oh, this one was worse.
No.
Okay, so I'm very not successful. Do I still get my bonus action though, even though I failed my action?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to.
What did you roll? Did you beat it? Did you
First
make it?
first a 10 and then an 8.
Ah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So I am going to do psychic blades. And so I will just manifest my little psychic blade and attack with psychic damage. No. Oh, 20.
20 hits.
Okay.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's a magic effect, so you don't get your sneak attack. But you do get to hit.
I can't see what I rolled. Oh, 9. 9 psychic.
Great. How does that look? Do we see anything?
Yeah, so Olga goes up, as you all see, and she looks very angry. And you initially see her like gnash. She just goes into what looks like this primal rage mode, and she gnashes her teeth and goes to reach forward, but can't find a good angle to do so, so backs up. And then you see her almost like Matrix style, just like into some holsters, just do this, and throws these psychic blades forward, and they just hit right here and right here. And he gives a little ugh, because he's a loser now. I don't like him. He gives a little ugh sound, and then just seems slightly distracted by the fact that I'm there. And I just give him a little wave.
Yeah. So the psychic blades, they enter into him. They're obviously not cutting.
Right.
They're just sliding in ethereally, if that's a word, into his back, and he reels and then takes the spike and goes to start swinging around.
Quick question.
Get there. Yes.
Does he have a visible mouth?
You will find out when he starts to face you.
Okay.
Yep.
Full name for a band, Visible Mouth.
That is Azja.
All right.
On deck.
How close am I to him?
You have a 5-foot gap.
Perfect. That's all I need. I am going to cast Inflict Wounds. And I'm going to I have a sickle, so I'm going to hit him with it because I have to make a melee attack in order for this to work.
Okay.
So
you close the distance.
I close. Well, the sickle has a 5-foot reach.
Yep. So you need to be right up on him.
Yeah, so I am moving in his direction, and very Van Helsing style, you just see Azja's cloak fly back as she quickly grabs this sickle and just pulls it. And as she pulls it in one swift motion, as I bash my elbow into my microphone, she swings upward at him to cast Inflict Wounds. I am going to roll to hit. And that's a nat 1.
Oh no.
You son of a biscuit eater.
We've had 3 nat 1s. Yikes.
Yeah.
A couple of 20s though.
So you're technically flanking. And this is a melee attack. I don't know what the ruling is for that, and I don't have the time for it, so I'm gonna give you advantage on it right now, and then I'll check afterwards.
Perfect. I will roll. I got an 8.
But that still doesn't hit, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
So, okay. So that is your action. So as you run up and you grab the sickle and go to swipe at him, that's just at the same time that he's reeling around with that spiked arm towards Olga. And so you just kind of miss as he starts moving away, unfortunately.
Yes, I grumble under my breath.
Free action.
Yeah, free action. I'm just like, you're messing up my office. And then I'm gonna cast Hex.
Okay.
And it looks very creepy because that blackness that she showed in private, that our audience could see but our players could not, comes back as this shadows from all over the room that are meandering in the flickering flames of her office, start to coalesce and crawl down the walls and move in towards her, all of them kind of just pouring up her legs in a counterclockwise motion as she uses the palm of her hand and very quickly presses it into this creature.
Excellent. Consider him hexed.
Perfect.
All right. Moving on. Trix, you are up. Chez on deck.
What does Hex do?
So I place a curse on the creature.
You have to tell me an ability check, right? That he gets disadvantage on?
Let me see. It says the target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. So I have to choose one ability when I cast a spell. Okay. I guess I'm going to... Is attack considered an ability?
No.
No. What's an...
It's
Tell me.
the scores, the strength,
Okay.
dex, con,
Like-
intelligence, wisdom,
like-
charisma.
Con.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Constitution.
Constitution checks. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Sweet.
Neat.
And then does it get an extra d6 of damage as well when it's hit now?
Yes, when I hit it, I deal an
Yep.
extra 1d6
Sweet.
of necrotic damage.
Awesome. All right. Trix, you are up.
Right. I think at this point, seeing this thing, how's it looking? Like, is it looking like it's even phased at all?
So it has these ethereal blades sticking into its back. The side of it is kind of just like charred and burnt from that big like burst of like blood flame that you gave from the cursed effect as well. So it's all like blackened on the side. It's a mushroom man, but if you could look at it, you would say it's probably not doing great.
Good. I think Trix will take a step up onto that table, just to get some height, and you see Trix just kind of like look around the room and still has this sense of like, oh, Aja has really cool friends, and like this is just like a normal like gathering, or like, you know, they're all like looking out for each other. And Trix is like really excited about this, and you kind of see this smirk and like a little fang kind of stick out from them, and they kind of start clicking their longer fingernails together, and you see these sparks of crimson start going, and they're just gonna kind of take all of that energy, whip it up into one finger, and Eldritch blast this mushroom thing towards its head.
Yes. There we go.
Yes.
All right. Roll an attack.
23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Just 3 damage, so it's all a little flary, but looks cool.
But it was fabulous.
It was fabulous. And then for my bonus action, you see almost following this trace, I'm going to use another little blob of my animate blood and send it over there. Can I choose where it goes? Since it's 5 feet, can this...
Choose an area.
Yeah, can this blob go like 5 feet behind this area? Now that I saw it hurting Deimos, I'm like, I should probably...
I mean, even if it goes behind, I think it's still going to hit Olga. Is the distance 5 feet?
That is, yeah, anything within the explosion of it, within
Okay.
5 feet of the droplet must make a dex saving throw.
Oh yeah, you can send it into the crates at the back and just get him.
Yeah. That's what I want to do.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So you must make a dex save.
That is a 6.
Ooh, yeah, nice. That's 11 more points of damage to this thing.
Murder.
Awesome. All right, Ches, you are up.
Ches reaches into both his side pockets, and when he produces his hands, he's got knuckle dusters on, and he clicks with his thumbs the sides of them, and then you hear a series of whirs and clicks, and then protruding out from the top of the dusters, a bunch of tiny little spikes come out, like one after the other. And I'm gonna go for a nice right hand cross against his stupid mushroom face. That's a 9.
Not 9 to hit.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite do it.
I'm gonna use my action surge.
Oh, you know what? Like, he's surrounded. You can have advantage on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what would the advantage be exactly?
Roll again.
I'll just roll again. Okay.
Yep.
15.
15 just misses.
All right, I'm going to action surge and try to hit him again.
There you go. All right.
Fucking hit your camel.
That
cock
is
your
a
arms.
24.
Let's go.
24 will hit. There we go.
That is 5 piercing damage.
5. Awesome. All right. So as you like swing and miss, you with the blades that are shooting out of the bottom, you come back, swing back again. And how do you want to do this?
Oh, wow. I get to do this?
Yep.
All right, so I'm coming with the backhand, and I'm looking at this guy whose name I still don't know, even though someone said it earlier.
You can call him
And I just-
Toadstool now.
Crack him against the jaw, and it dislocates entirely. And as that happens, I notice that his eyes just kind of roll back into his head like he's that was way too much.
Absolutely. If he had a jaw, you would have knocked it off. He doesn't, but as you swipe through, like all of these,
I was
like,
aiming for the jaw area.
the little like I don't know what they're called. No man would be screaming at me right now. The like the underneath of it all gets severed as it's cut through, and the head flies back. And
We lost your camera, Jay.
I see that.
Oh no.
1 second. But he is down. And so you have this moment where he collapses onto the ground and then begins to decompose, turning black and turning back into almost a form of Sylvester that you half recognize, but he is made completely of these tendrils, which then continue to foam and melt and decompose into just this black sludge that is now a puddle on Dr. Aj's floor.
So Olga, in this moment, steps forward toward the body and falls to her knees. I almost flipped this one.
I look around the room and I raise one of my hands. It's like, so when I brought him here, he was alive. Okay, so I'm still getting paid for this, right?
Olga ignores you and just sniffs and looks at Deimos.
I'll take that as a yes.
So I'm muted now.
Yeah.
Deimos starts coughing and falls back and leans against the wall and sits down.
Olga, for a second, is just sitting there. Oh, who am I kidding? No, I couldn't force that if I tried. Poor thing. I hope he rests in pieces or whatever.
There's a very brief moment in which Ajja catches her breath and cloaks this chainmail covered form behind this long black cloak, and she goes to the corner and reaches for her plague doctor mask, which I would have put on, but I can't do it with horns, and secures it against her face, being careful to navigate her horns, and walks over to Deimos and casts Healing Word. I am going to cast that at level 2. And that is, give me just a second. I need to roll another d4, so give me a second.
Give it a second.
Yeah. So that's 7 plus 4. So that is 11 hit points that I have healed you for. And then I move to look at everything, and there is anger and excitement as the shadows that once lined the walls slowly flow from her and back into their assigned places. And she walks over callously, calculated and cold, and just begins to take vials from her hip and begin to scoop samples of this once blue tiefling into them emotionlessly. And there is hyper focus there. She has since forgotten that there were people in the room and just continues her work.
Excellent.
I think Trix takes a step down when Ches is like, am I still getting paid for this, with the hand up? I think Trix like awkwardly like high fives and was like, oh, we did it. That was kind of cool. I think we made a mess. I don't know if Ozja's going to be mad, but yeah, friends are cool, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. I wouldn't really consider them friends, more like colleagues.
You're barely a colleague, Ches.
Well, I'm more like a patient with you, honestly.
Truly.
By the way, I got hit too. Could you do that thing, the magic thing, and make me a little bit better?
There is an eye roll beneath the mask that you cannot see, but I'm sure it is heard for miles.
Fine, I'll take care of it. And then
she gestures to a chair in the room. Sit down, and when I am done, I will be right with you. And for a moment, there is a pause as she looks over to the corner where this dark black and silver chest sits, just to make sure that it's okay, before she continues to take samples. And it is almost as if there is such a distance from this situation and a proficiency, because she goes to work after she's done just cleaning it and has it done within minutes, as there's just the floors are tile essentially, or the equivalent of, and she just begins to throw a mix of chemicals and water and begins to shovel the goop down into this drain.
While you're attempting to do all that, Olga is sitting there, and her almost disregard for him shifts to an almost irritation. And she looks at Ozja and says, I would ask that you give me one moment, please. Because while this is your profession, this is my life. Anyone I let close to me dies. And while you may not be close to these individuals, And while you may consider this work, I consider it another notch, another tally mark, another person that won't get any closer. Give me just one more minute before you scrape him away.
Astra pauses for a moment and hears what is being said, and very callously turns "Forgive me for not caring," and continues.
Olga leans forward and lays over his body, not lays down, as if to protect him, and then smiles, making sure to show her teeth, and
Those
says,
teeth.
"One more minute, please."
Then why don't you take a piece of him with you and get out of my way? You brought this here. You destroyed my office. You don't make the rules here. Those pretty little things may work for you outside, but this is my house.
Who do you think keeps you in business?
You think you're the reason I'm in business?
No, death keeps you in business, but people matter.
Right. I'll try to remember that. There's a massive hint of sarcasm.
Everybody picked up on it.
Yeah.
Deimos gets up and walks over. Doctor, perhaps you'd like to examine me for a minute. I did breathe in whatever the fuck that was. It let out, and clearly it's lingering. We can give Olga a minute.
I will be with you shortly. And she looks to Olga. You really want a minute? Then I will prepare the body, and you will have your moment. But for right now, we're going to do it my way. I'm getting him off the floor. I'm cleaning up your mess, and you will let me do it.
So
Olga says nothing and just stands up.
as the tensions rise within the good doctor's office, the dark doctor, the cursed lover, the protective one, the street rat, and the one who's not quite sure what's going on. Have been fated together. And that is where we're going to end tonight's show.
You hear me clap because I'm wearing gloves.
So good. It's so good. Oh my God. I love y'all. That's it. I love y'all. Real quick, we are going to go around, introduce ourselves, plug anything that we have going on. And yeah, that'll be that. That's the wrap. I will go first. We'll do the same order if I can find it. It's all the way up here. Hi, I am Raven, formerly the artist formerly known as Wretched Raven. Now we are Ravenous Tales. And my pronouns are they, she. I am a dark storyteller, writer, all around unwholesome goth friend on the dark corner of the internet. And you have just been witness to such a wonderful story with such amazing people. Please, please, please make sure to drop a follow. Check everyone out. All of them. All of them. And I love you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining us on this journey. And Jay, that is you. You're up.
Hello, I'm Jay. I have been your invading dungeon master tonight. I am Swole Initiative on everywhere on the internet. You can catch me streaming on Swole Initiative Network weekly, or at a convention possibly near you. So yeah, that's kind of me. That's what I do. My things.
Austin, darling, that is you. You are up.
What's up? My name is Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. I just got done playing Deimos, whose pronouns are she, they. Me, Austin, can be found anywhere on the internet. I want to be found under Sailor Code Austin as that Sailor SCT Austin. I'm an award-winning game writer, designer, performer, and friend.
I was locked and loaded. Nice.
Yeah, perfect. Love that. All right, Joy, that's you, babe.
Hi. I am Joy, or Sensitive Joy on the internet. Pronouns she, any. I played Olga Mars tonight, and going forward, her pronouns are she, her. You can find me on my channel occasionally. It's up in the air. That's Twitch TV Sensitive Joy. And yeah. I also have a podcast where I read you horror stories.
Love it. It's so good. Truly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we have Danny.
Hey y'all, my name is Danny. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me all over the internet at Brutal Dan. That's BR00TALDAN. Today I played Trix Bloodlust, a silly little warlock drow that just wants to be friends and steal people's blood. Be on the lookout for a couple projects. One of them is going to be Setlist by Lila Fujiwara, which is going to be a karaoke-themed TTRPG, as well as a supplement book called You Don't Meet in a Tavern, like we did today, where you can find other places to meet other than a tavern.
Not all of you. Not all of you.
That's true. And next we have Diction.
Hello, I'm Diction, he, him. I played Ches, also he, him. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I try to stream daily if I can. And it's Halloween month, so I'm going to be probably playing a lot of Halloween or horror-themed games and shitting myself because I don't do well with jump scares.
That's fair. Thank y'all. Seriously, like this was so much fun. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. Make sure you drop a follow us on Twitter. You can join the Discord as well for updates. If I can type words, but words are hard. Yeah, I think
Also, can I add really quickly? There is a Wretched Harvest chat in the Discord where if you want to chat with some of the cast or ping us directly, I invite you to do that with me. I will not speak for everyone else, but you may absolutely ping me if you don't remember what happened.
I expect lots of artwork to be done.
If you don't remember what happened in an episode, I'm happy to walk you through that. But yeah, Raven just made that today. Anyone who wants to chat about the episodes or campaign is more than welcome to do so there.
Also, really big shout outs to Sin, aka it's unseen nonsense for the art. Tales Archives, their partner, did the overlay. Sin animated it and did the character art and everything, and it is amazing. Please commission him for your next TTRPG project. And thank you so much to Damien from That's How We Roll for producing. Like, that is so hard to do, and you did great. I love y'all so much. Thank you. We will catch you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 2 of the Wretched Harvest, and I cannot wait. Until then, we love you. Bye.